What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday, and welcome back to another edition of our Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series here in El Paso, Texas. That's right, we are live in Alive, the 915 EP. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host. I'm also the project director of BWOMS, as we like to call it. And I want to welcome you once again. So if you are a returning listener like Carlos, who's already hanging out on the chat, what's up? And not just a listener, Carlos has read here already at this point a couple of times. So good to see you in the live chat. But if this is your first time tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. A little bit of backstory. We've been doing this every single Monday since April of 2020. That's right, 2020. So we've been at it for a while. We have not missed a Monday at this point. So got to give a shout out to really the community behind it because, if it was just me streaming this whole time, that would have ended years ago. But no, we have people who show up week in and week out with a nice ensemble of people who make it when they can, and sporadic salt and peppering of people throughout the year of new people and again returning members. So we are, like I said, we're based out of El Paso, Texas. This show is online though, so we get to connect with people from all over the world, all over the country. It's a whole lot of fun, and we get to do it like in a blink of an instant because we're connected. That's one of the beautiful things, I guess, that we can celebrate of technology and all the darkness of it too, right? But I digress. If you are in the El Paso area, we do have in-person events for you as well. Open mics, readings, workshops, all sorts of fun stuff. So listen up if you are interested in checking that out. Every Tuesday, we are downtown. This week, we will be at Rosewood, which is on San Antonio Street. It's 412 San Antonio Street. And that is a kind of a late show. Sign up starts at 8 p.m. The show starts after 9 p.m. I will be hosting that. And that is our music and poetry open mic. So if you don't like the comedies and all that, then hit that one up. It's pretty chill. It's more loungy. It's a pretty fun event. A couple of weeks, I think the previous one, we had a tap dance group show up, and it was super fun. So I do want to reiterate that if you have any kind of talent, come through and sign up. It's kind of always fun when something unique happens. We've over the years we've had all sorts of interesting acts. We had someone swallow a sword once. The bar was kind of nervous about that one. We've had mind readers, we've had mimes. Anyway, I'm just saying, come through and hang out, even if you don't perform. I'm also looking for volunteers. Recently, my schedule just got busier. If you didn't think it was possible, it happened. So I'm gonna be looking for people to possibly even take over Tuesday nights. That one's paid pretty well. It's probably the best paid of the open mics at this point. So I'm just saying, wink, wink. But if you're interested in that, hit me up. I'm Deadwall Reveries on Instagram. You can also just hit up on our social media. But yeah, that's Tuesday. That's just Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday, as always, we have our Writers Night and Proof and Press. That is in Kern Place area. Right by the university. And we're going to start with a writing workshop at 7. And at 8, we're going to do something a little different because our workshops are usually traditional pass around and kind of like provide feedback type workshops, but we're going to be welcoming our special guest, Joaquin Cihuatanejo. All right, he's going to be visiting El Paso and he'll be reading from his latest book, Occupy Whiteness, which I believe was recently a finalist for a recognition for an award. But he is the inaugural Poet Laureate of Dallas. He is a World Poetry Slam champion. He's a deaf poet, HBO deaf poet. You don't see that too often. All right. So he's going to come to his one-man show. Some of you guys were privy to that the last time he was in town a couple years ago. He did a little workshop. And like I said, he'll be promoting his book. It's called Occupy Whiteness. He does have another book out too as well. And he has these really cool baseball cards that were made too, that he had his merch. So anyway, that's going to be Wednesday. If you guys are available, come through. Proof and Press is a smaller spot, so if you want to find a nice seat, I would definitely consider getting there early. All right, Thursday. I'm going to be quick. Thursday, Red Old Cheap Dog Brewery, hosted by Kit Wren. So Kit is always holds it down the last Thursday of the month. It's always a whole lot of fun. I think I should be there. Yes, I should be there. I haven't found a substitute, but it's gonna be a busy week. It's gonna be a busy year. But That Sunup starts at 7. Show will start after 8. Uh, Granted, if the weather's fine, we should be outside in the patio, but we always find a space. And then finally, to round out the month, we are going to be in Socorro on Saturday. That's right, all the way back. We used to do an open mic out there at one of the galleries, but this time around, we're going to be at Cafe Piro, which is on Socorro Road. And that's going to be a collaboration with one of our poets, Dorimar, who has been a regular at Proof and Press, but she's going to be going over metaphors. Now, this one. Spots are limited because again, it's a smaller space, so you have to message her if you're interested in going. Okay, that's and so on Instagram, it's finding Dorimar. Get it? Finding Dory, right? Get it. All right. So you can also on our social media on our Instagram page, we have a video where she's promoting it. You can find her profile there and sign up. I haven't checked in with her to see how it's doing. I imagine at this point it's filled up, but. Regardless, hey, I can hear myself. Let me mute. Can you guys hear me? Okay, anyway, so there's a whole other screen with YouTube on there. So anyway, if you guys are here with us on YouTube, say hello in the live chat. It's always nice to know who's tuning in with us. As always, just listen. The support means everything. If you hear a line that you love, repeat it back, type it in the chat, throw the fire emojis, the 100 emojis, the claps, it's nice to be heard. It's nice to be seen. And so we can't get that sometimes with a virtual audience. You guys are intangible sometimes, but if anything in the live chat, we get to know who you guys are. Say hello, and I'll give you guys shout out throughout the night. So anyway, without further ado, as we've done many, many times before, we're going to go and kick this thing off. We have people from all over once again, and this time we're going to kick it off in El Paso. Yes, it's time. Our first poet is Ed Gonzalez, Jedi, and always a pleasure. So when you're ready, go ahead and take the spotlight, Ed.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for the honor for opening. Happy Monday to the BWOMS regulars and the people on YouTube. I'm going to try to move things along to get this correct and to do it quickly because we have a long list. Just wanted to say much gratitude to BWOMS. You make Mondays momentous. I'm working on that new thing there. I may have to collaborate with Ed Potastic because he's going to help me with my rhyming, hopefully, because my rhyming is terrible. Anyway, I'm going to say I got two that I wrote. One that I wrote about the Tom Waits tumble words this past Saturday, which was incredible. I really didn't know what to expect. It was awesome as always. I have the actual tumble words and actually wrote something with the prompt, so it's tumble words related. I'll just give it that. And thanks to that and sitting in a waiting room pretty much the whole weekend with my mother-in-law. She's fine. Um, by the way, but that place just sucks the energy out of you. I've been on cupcakes and coffee pretty much every time I get up from my nap. So I'm just trying to sugar up so I can do this. Okay, I'm going to start off with this is the one I wrote up with in regards to the prompt. I've entitled it Disremember. Growing up, I was not aware of race anything because LA is segregated and the East was ours. Went to school there, shopped there. My friends and I would take the bus to the north side for various reasons, mostly because they had the best skateboard shops. And the girls were different there and wouldn't beat us up as much. As I ventured, our, as I ventured, I was in school and worked. I got along with everyone. So different now that the government prepares for war with us. I have chosen to stick to the general rule. If you're going to pass away, when you do, then you do. So why worry? And about every spiritual leader in the world will end when it does. BTW. When when they were also put down by the masses. But until then, fist raised in resistance. Okay, this is the actual tumble words entitled Abode. Once my friends and I began driving, we realized something about LA. That was why I ended up with a bus pass. We would go to Hollywood, and uh, wherever you went, the after party was at Earl Flynn's mansion. And I never liked going inside the mansion. There's too many squatters. And outside, by the empty swimming pools, is where the bonfires were lit. Or my favorite spot was the old tennis courts. There was a large flat area near the hole in the fence, in case you needed to bail out if the cops showed up, which wasn't often. We would fall back to Bronson Caves and hang with the Goths. They had better weed anyway. The disco club peoples would come and hang out with us inner city folks. Personally, I would rather go to Silver Lake and hang out with the Rastafarians. They're a really fun group. Okay. And honored by and prompted by Tom Waits, I'm gonna read off some lyrics. I don't have Storm's voice, so I'm just gonna read these. This one's entitled "Free Fallin'" by Jeff Lynne and the great Tom Petty. She's a good girl. She loves her mama. She loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl who's crazy about Elvis. She loves horses and her boyfriend too. And it's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. And I'm a bad boy because I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free, free falling. All the vampires walking through the valley, moving west on Ventura Boulevard. And all the bad boys standing in the shadows. And the good girls are home with broken hearts. And I'm free. I'm free falling. I want to glide down over Mulholland. I want to write her name in the sky. I'm going to free fall out into nothing. I'm going to leave this world for a while. I wasn't going to sing the chorus, but I'll leave that to the people with better voices. This one is actually one of my favorite songs in the world. It reminds me of one of my best friends in the world who's joined Jesus. My friend Rocky. Every time I hear it, I think of him. This is entitled "Losing It" by the Professor Neil Peart. The dancer shows her frantic pace in pain and desperation, her aching limbs and downcast face aglow with perspiration. Stiff as a wire, her lungs on fire with just the briefest pause. The flooding through her memories, the echoes of old applause. As she limps across the floor and closes her bedroom door, the writer stares with glassy eyes, defies the empty page. His beard is white, and his face is lined and streaked with tears of rage. 30 years ago, how the words would flow with passion and precision. But now his mind is dark and dulled by sickness and indecision. And he stares out the kitchen door where the sun will rise no more. Some are born to move the world to live their fantasies. But most of us just dream about the things we'd like to be. Sadder still to watch it die than ever to have known it. For you, the blind, once could see the bell tolls for thee. Totally forgot to put my hat on. But anyway, that was the last line. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all for giving me this time. I tried to be as quick as I could. If you get a chance, go to BWOMS so you can get yourself these wonderful shirts like I have here. I have them in two colors. If you don't got them, you got to get them. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Ed. And yes, those shirts were fun. I like them. They're the typewriter flow. That's what I call them. The typewriter flow. Nice little bloom out of there with the BWOMS text, and they're available via Rap Seminar. You can find it on our link tree. But right now, let's keep this thing going because, as Ed mentioned, we do have a pretty full list, and more people keep signing up. So we're gonna go ahead and take this a little bit north of here to Denver, where our friend Mike Sindler is going to keep this thing going. So, Mike, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Yo.
Yeah, sure. Great to be here. Thank you, Richie. I'll go ahead and get the perfunctory lighthousewriters.org out of the way here. All you people out there on YouTube or anybody here who hasn't heard me do this a million times, just a really great place for classes and workshops and community things, a lot of which are online, so anybody anywhere can take advantage of. Um, just have some sort of random stuff here, nothing thematic or anything like that. This first one's called Mystery and Light. There's solidity in shadow, a strength within the void, a knowledge that lack of light is how we see a form resides. There's a background behind infinity, impenetrable black that bleeds all light into being, a pull that sets what was once pushed into a dance of shade and shower. A glow known in absence illuminates the way back home, turning tide, ceaseless flow. There is a mystery in light. There is a solidity in shadow. And this next one is called Tangerine. Its slackened peel slips off casually, awaiting conquest, releasing orange outer garb to reveal succulent treasure. Puckered surface giving way beneath thumb, cascading down, drops its veil. Once worn gown, it falls into blue blown glass bowl, tender orb tearing softly into crescent sapphire's sections, tart dews teasing, drops urge, fingertips to caress, to press, to lift to lips. Giving way to slow pressure, it bursts, sweet citrus essence rolling onto tongue, fruits captive flesh, fragile pulp strands crumple between teeth and melt into ambrosial jelly, rolling toward the expectant belly. And this last one, pretty sure it's a Ringa. Um, it's called Levi. The poet's left hand steadies him on the grass outside the pavilion, flushed from weariness and intoxication, lazing near slumber, his jar of hung shoe empty on the ground by his worn sandaled foot. The lines of verse, the images of wonder, will not be written as perceived in this instant. They will percolate and distill into liquid language, pouring onto a still vessel of paper, burning with alcoholic blue flame, leaving the page scorched with images of peonies and passion. But now he slides down onto dew-wet earth to dream. And I was wondering what to do for hat stuff, and I just thought I'd do a couple pieces by Carl Sandburg that are not the ones you hear all the time because there's, a few Sandburg poems that we all know. So this first one's called Sea Slant. On up the sea slant, on up the horizon, the ship limps, the bone of her nose fog gray, the heart of her sea strong. She came a long way. She goes a long way. Up on up the horizon, on up the sea slant. She limps, sea strong, fog gray. She is a green lit night gray. She comes and goes in sea fog. Up the horizon slant she limps. And the other one I'm going to do is called Bones. Sling me under the sea. Pack me down in the salt and wet. No farmer's plow shall touch my bones. No hamlet hold my jaws and speak. How jokes are gone and empty is my mouth. Long green-eyed scavengers shall pick my eyes. Purple fish play hide and seek. And I shall be song of thunder, crash of sea, down on the floors of salt and wet. Sling me under the sea. Okay, thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you as always, Mike, and for always repping your peeps, and for the cover poem, the lid, the hat poem as you call it. Uh Mike Sindler, everyone. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I see that Sandy finally made it to live chat. Hey, Sandy, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you guys here again. If you are tuning in, then feel free to say hello in the live chat. Let us know you're here. But we're going to keep this thing moving along, and we're going to go to South Euclid, Ohio for our next performer, double poet laureate, and he is ready to go. So when you're ready for the spotlight, we'll switch it over to you. Hey, Doc.
Hey, and it's triple poet laureate to you. I've been named poet laureate by my synagogue. And in line with that, this is titled Stewards of Faith. And it's based on this past weekend's reading from the Torah. Whoever plants a seed beneath the sod and waits to see it push away the clod, to our faith has made a nod. Whoever sees 'neath winter's field of snow the silent harvest of the future grow, keeps that faith as storm winds blow. And the faith we show by planting grows as the plants grow, a vision of the future. And we in our faith, we are its stewards. This is dancing into autumn. Dancing into autumn in the sacred dance of seasons. The song of harvest surrounds in fragile, fleeting moments, moments of scent, sound, and color, and the mystic song of time, sung by the age-old harp of days, subsumes all in the cloak of infinity. Glimmerings of seasons yet to come flow from the well of eternity. We dance into a season of plenty, the bounty of fields and orchards, the smoke of distant hearths and aromas of feasts to come. And we dance the waltz of change, the slow dance of nature as we move through the circles and cycles of life. This is the forest. The forest, rooted in the timeless wisdom of earth, dreams of time and peace, speaks the silent philosophy of life in the ancient tongues of the stars. It shares its essence in a breezy Cicerism, proclaiming an ancient future and present past. It exists in the profound, ever-changing Tao, Zen, and understanding of the world within the world. And it shares its knowledge and the age-old memories of the earth with those who are willing to listen. Are you of those who are willing? The forest waits. And I will finish with in the poetry of life. In the poetry of life, we meet ourselves in myriad ways, in an infinity of moments, always becoming, always connecting. Each moment a stanza, expressing its difference in the intimate silence of the inscapes. Each moment surrendering to the next in an infinite progression, a progression which begins at the end and ends at the beginning. Each moment a vision, a hope, and a meditation on rhythms and cycles of existence. And the self, a unique identity, is born of the poem I am. Thank you.
Awesome. And I was going to ask if any announcements, but we kind of led with that one. Anything else, Doc?
Nothing more tonight, thank you.
All right. Well, as always, thanks for tuning in with us. Now, triple poet. I'll have to keep that one in mind next time. Apologize for that. And yeah, just collecting them like championships now. Okay.
Just
We,
call me a triple threat.
there you go. All right. We're gonna expect a song and dance next time then. All right. Thank you, Doc. Once again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to our online mic. I just shared a link on our Instagram, so if you're somehow clicking on that immediately and finding yourself, welcome, welcome. We have a full list, so I'm just gonna keep this thing going. Talk to a minimum. We are gonna join our friend David Latif, who is once again back and as always, happy to see you. So, what spotlight is going to you in three, two, one. Welcome back, David. Yo.
Awesome, thanks. I'm gonna read some poems. That's what I'm here to do. This one is some new shit. It is from Sandy's wonderful workshop. I think I'm going to call it Everyone Takes the Train. In a proper society, everyone takes the train because trains don't get stuck in traffic, because trains are a solved technology, because trains that run on overhead lines or electrified rails have an energy density of infinity. Because we figured out how to tunnel through every soil medium, including sand, so we don't have to settle for substandard streetcars named Desire for better public infrastructure. When everyone is on the train, no one is in their antisocial Chevy Suburbans and Dodge Rams the same size as Sherman tanks minus the turret, which GM will someday soon often offer as an optional extra. When everyone is on the train, no one is dumping hundreds of thousands of tons of CO2 into the air. When everyone is on the train, no one is paying extortionate interest rates for a Nissan Altima with a CVT that's 2 miles from grenading itself. And because when everyone is on the train, everyone is on the train. You can't remain ignorant of what's going on when everyone is on the train. You have to be around your neighbors when everyone is on the train. You have to be in community when everyone is on the train. You meet the 18-year-old birthday girl who is on way too many substances that she technically shouldn't get until 3 years from now. You meet a businessman who says that Switzerland has German organization with Italian style. You overhear the young man loudly debating philosophy with no one over the phone so he sounds smart to the rest of us. You see a middle-aged salaryman playing a horse-themed mobile game. When everyone is on the train, everyone is on the train. This next one is called Hoy por ti, mañana por mí. I'm not efficient, not always reliable, makes it hard to hold a job. But on good days, I'm useful. Good to have around in a pinch so long as it's one of a number of very specific pinches. I fixed a dishwasher. Well, I unclogged one of the hoses going to the dishwasher, but it works now. I fixed the shitty faucet that keeps getting loose twice. Helped my friend get his tires changed. I built a desk. It's not a fancy desk, but it is a desk and it hasn't collapsed yet. I can fix very specific and very simple tears in clothes. The thing at the heart of it all is this desire to help, probably because I feel far too awkward to just sit around, and because on bad days, I know I'm going to need the same thing in return. So I help, and I hope it makes a difference. This next one is called The Pros of Cons. Conventions are one of the few places where I don't feel out of place, no matter how strangely I dress. I'm wearing a concept cosplay, which is to say a nerd costume that's even nerdier than usual. And some people get it, usually after I've explained the idea of a DIY punk Mandalorian, but some will see a punk jacket and a pride flag and know what it's about. They flash their pins back at me or say things like, I really like your flag, and I know what they mean. The only problem is that it's hard to hug a person in armor. You'd think the Mandalorians would have thought of that. This last one is called When Asked, How Do You Say I Love You? I say it with words, out loud, directly to them, unlike those cowards who can't say three simple syllables. I'm not a man. I'm not afraid of affection because I remember going to the funeral of my childhood friend, parted by circumstances and then suicide, and everyone said the kindest things about him, all of which were true. The myriad ways he made our lives better whenever he was around, and all I could think was, did anyone tell him this when he was alive? Would he be here today if we did? Because he can't hear any of these eulogies 6 feet underground, so say it. Say it whatever way you're capable of saying it, but say it. Tell them how much they mean to you. Tell them how cool you know they are. Tell them how good their cooking is. Tell them that you're grateful that they're in your life. Tell them that you love them. And make sure it's heard when they can still hear it. Thank you. Thank you, Richie, for running these. Now that I am a bit more settled in Colorado, I'm going to be uploading new poems to my Substack. It's Poetry Tuesday on Substack is called Public or no, Poetic Universal Friend. That's the joke there. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Richie.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I love that little subtlety there in the poetry
Poetry
Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
Yeah, but the PT that is, sorry. All right. Yeah, no, that man, that last poem is a beautiful one and a good reminder. Everyone needs to hear it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and keep this thing moving along. Like I said, we're gonna join our friend in the San Francisco Bay Area. She does a lot of programming, including karaoke and trivia nights. But I'll let you announce and all that stuff. We have Finn Bell back on the mic, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the spotlight over to you. Good to see you as always. Hey.
See you, Richie. Hello, everybody. A very happy Monday to you all. Two poems to share tonight. One is from Tei Tibble Rangikura, and this is called Homewrecker. When I was a girl, God tested me with stepbrothers. I was 8 years old. I was 13. They were mean. I began to nurse a few feminist embers that they were happy to fan, with their grandmother's leaf-shaped ili slapped on the back of my head, or the whip of wet tea towels exposing the white in my legs. I wondered if it was true that you can grow too used to the feeling of pink pain spraying. On a good day, you might have called them spirited, the same way Satan is spirited, all cigarette butts and stink bombs. I was offended by the audacity bleaching their bright Samoan smiles. Well, I was soulful, only used to baby soft sisters and playing the piano, and it physically hurt me. Every wince seemed to shuck my ribs from my spine as I witnessed them pulling electronics apart like a carcass, searching for the static in the back of the stereo. Then one Christmas, an uncle, whose actual relationship to anyone we couldn't quite place, gave the younger one a mechanical Beavis or Butthead, I don't know which one. But you'd press the button on his plasticated stomach and he would say something rude and crass and gross, but ultimately forgettable. He unwrapped it, studied it. It seemed like for once in his little brutal life, he was actually considering his words, choosing tenderly until finally he gave his reply. And his reply was, "Should I break it?" And we all sighed and rolled our eyes with a distinct feeling that life was suspiciously too predictable, and already we knew everything that we would ever be doing. Well, I didn't grow up wrecking things, but very often the world wrecked itself around me. Even if I was light on the kitchen floorboards, the geraniums curtsied, fish threw themselves from their fish bowls, punks crumpled on their skateboards, and I always won Jenga. Even my mother said I had a talent for extracting things from people, and so I had to be careful. No one was going to light up violently and tell me that I was taking something from them. Life's not a game of operation. Stop playing with people. But I'm lonely, Mom. I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra just like you. As a teenager, a man whose opinion I truly trusted said I was a dangerous girl. And this made me so afraid of myself. I avoided being alone with her. I never left her unattended. I made sure she had someone with her at all times. Even if they belonged to someone else, they were mine. And pink pain became desirable. As an adult, the sensation found a home in my chest. It reminded me of tea towels and hiding, and how fresh to death and nervous but alert and alive I was then. I can't remember the last time I ever saw my brothers, but I recall playing Jenga and how long it would take to stack the blocks perfectly, only to take turns trying to take without destroying, which is where I learned to understand the risk and do it anyway. I just hold my breath, wait. So that was Tei Tibble, Rangikura, and the poem was Homewrecker. Okay, so this was for the New Eureka Poets Cafe last Thursday. The theme, I guess, was Baby Boomers' Greatest Generation. And so this poem is Watcher. And this is for my friend Valerie Shilaki Levy, who passed away early last week. Splayed horsetails, flicking vaporous switches, nestle against your serene blue mind. Ancient onyx pickup truck sits and creaks out an inventory of its components, a habit of fretting over being needed, being useful, its engine cooling down after a long spell. It waits for a touch to idle and hum, to spring back to life. No wish for rest. It maintains its silent lean on the sidewalk, a well-kept reminder of what only a handful of us remember. The trees talk amongst themselves. Even knowing that we witness them nudge one another with affectionate branches, pick out and scatter one another's withering graying leaves. How's the rooster in the prime of his life, and also eternal and all-knowing? He crows only once, a sound at once bright and rusty to announce himself to me. I quiet myself in the early morning to listen to him. He knows this and is devoted, a dutiful bearer of my attachment to what I still find familiar. He calls and chases my mind back, present. I let go of the breath I'm holding in. The tricycle is painted a muted gray frosting, and of its own accord makes itself twice its size. It jangles with soundless bells, the faint squeaking repetition of its wheels heard by distant ears. Its child, not born in this age, never grows up, still rides his steadfast steed up and down the pockmarked asphalt, pedals endlessly, pumping his chubby legs in fervor. He wakes from a different dream and forgets. A bark cuts the weight of the day. Still and half dark, a sustained bay not very far behind. This howl startles the wolf beneath a sleek, clean coat, and she is pleased with her wildness and smiles up at her ancestors, populating the heavens, delicate slow love winks. Sentinel and decaying hollow, blur of minky, spotted down, and bronze saucer eyes are luminous, marks this wonder in her annals. We test the air above our crowns with our nose, stiff the note of smoke upon the waning pyre before it arrives. We stay the coppery flavor of life, hold it as communion upon our tongue. Every hand is repurposed, sacred, placed on the shrouded form in unison, urging the frail, whittled trunk spark, rebirth down mind's parching stream. This new departure is bid a fondest farewell. Thank you.
Thank you, Finbo. Do you want to announce your stuff? I saw a note there that you left about a last loose lips and stuff.
Yes, tomorrow is the last Loose Lips and Karaoke Ships trivia and karaoke night. Finally decided to retire it after 4 years. So if everybody wants to come through, it's no longer on sale, supposedly on Eventbrite, but you can still get the Zoom from me, and it's we can have a good time. You guys can share whatever you want because it's the last one. You don't have to be singing. You could just come in to listen or just say hi. And the theme is a woman's voice, a woman's wisdom. Yeah, that's the theme. And then day following that, there is our monthly story hour. That's not going anywhere. And the person who is our guest reader is a San Francisco native, Tommy Avicoli Mecca. He is bringing with him a friend of his. She's an actress, a voice actress. And they're going to be reading together the first part, bits of the first part of his novel, which is called Stubborn Old Roots. It's about family immigrating from southern Italy to South Philly. So that should be lovely. I've heard bits and pieces of it, and it's very mesmerizing, very magnetic. It's a joy to read, to listen to. So yeah, do come by. Yeah, stuff and stuff. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, no, thanks for sharing those things, and we'll find the link so we can post it as always on YouTube if you guys are interested in checking those things out. Um, yeah, that sounds awesome. We've been having storytelling nights at Crown of Crows, alternating Wednesdays with Writers Night, and they've been a whole lot of fun. Last Wednesday it rained, it poured so much, so it was a little emptier than usual, but the people who were there got to hear me actually share for the first time. That was super fun. Okay, speaking of rains and storms, this was not on purpose, but we're gonna go from the West Coast to much further east to Greenfield, Massachusetts, where our next performer is Storm. So, sharing some poetry a cappella song. Without further ado, Storm, the spotlight is yours. Go and take it away.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to do sort of a one long piece without pauses per se in it. The spurring theme is the fact that today 4 journalists were targeted and bombed in a war that people don't want to hear about, but we need to keep talking about. So, my baby done told me when she was in diapers, my baby done told me when diapers she wore, you better watch out, you better watch out, you better watch out for the children. You better not start a nuclear war. She said, I'd like to grow up to be 16. I'd like to grow up to be 35. I'd like to have children, to raise a family, and sure watching out that will keep us alive. My baby done told me when she was in diapers. My baby done told me when diapers she wore. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out for the children. You better not start a nuclear war. She said, I know that you've got problems. She said, yes, I can see that you've wasted the land. But that future you're threatening, that future is ours. So you've got to watch out. We hope you understand. My baby done told me when she was in diapers. My baby done told me when diapers she wore. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out for the children. You better not start a nuclear war. My baby done told me when she was in diapers. My baby done told me when diapers she wore. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out for the children. You better not. 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 Start a nuclear war. Observation. Tonight there are more people out than moths, darting across streets, driving cars, or just leisurely strolling along. Sitting in the shadows, I am one low harmonica wail, blown elsewhere by the wind. Buddhist monk, 1960s. He left the distractions of dollars and war by the roadside, bathed all his hair in gasoline, and became a star too bright for even the most apolitical astronomer to miss. A letter to Death. Hey, Mr. Death, you know you've got quite a following around here. What with the junkies, muggers, assassins, wars, and all. The Ku Klux Klan keeps you well provided for too, I suppose. But what I'd like to know is this. Did you celebrate with cake and candles when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima? Hear the drones above your head. What was the last words that she said before she joined the thousands dead as the bombs rain down? See the fire in the sky, hear all of the children cry, the tower falls from way up high as the bombs rain down. See the dust rise everywhere, once it was a building there, then it crashed down from the air as the bombs rain down. Twisted bodies all around, the never-ending buzzing sound, the earthquake shaking all the ground as the bombs rain down. Shattered camps of refugees, necklaces of ancient keys, smell the burning olive trees as the bombs rain down. See the homes, apartment blocks, see the mosques reduced to rocks, feel the awe and feel the shock as the bombs rain down. See the sewage in the street, mixed with blood beneath your feet, before the sonic bomb repeats as the bombs rain down. See the darkness of the night, no power for the lights, but the explosions are so bright as the bombs rain down. Nothing left but rebels strewn, nothing rising but the moon, but the next one's coming soon as the bombs rain down. Hear the politicians say, there's nothing here to see today. We're punishing them this way as the bombs rain down. The last piece was by David Rovics, As the Bombs Rain Down. The other poems were all mine, and the first song is mine.
Awesome. And as always, I know you have your links. You're going to post them in the chat.
I'm going to put some of what I've done before, and I'm also going to put a new link, the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle on Sunday did an incredible international song session, and people from several different countries participated, and I was also one of the participants. So I put the place where it's archived on YouTube in the link as well.
Okay.
in the chat, not the link in the chat.
Yes. Gotcha. Thank you, Storm, for joining us. And want to give a shout out to Ben in the live chat for joining us. Welcome, Ben, if you're still around. Also, shout out to Ashley. I got to meet you briefly when we did the mental health fair at Neep Collective with Pie Sisters. That's a Ashley runs Talking About It podcast. It's a local podcast that talks a lot about mental health. They always bring in experts and just kind of have pretty authentic conversations on all sorts of topics, including that. Our very own Fernando, aka the King Grizz, was a guest on that. So super fun. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. And again, we're here every Monday. If you guys ever want to share something and connect with our peeps. But we do have events all week, every single night this week. There's something going on. Even on Friday, I kind of skipped this in the beginning, but we have our partner, our community partners and frequent collaborators. EP Takes the Stage is going to have an event at they're going to have their next, it's a music writer showcase. Next one's going to be at Star City Studio, and one of the featured performers is the very own Jez, who hosts her open mics. Also, happy birthday to Jez. I should have mentioned at the beginning. Jez is one of our BWOMS hosts, but on top of that, just an awesome musician, performer, very dedicated and big supporter of the community. So happy birthday, Jez. Probably not watching, but somebody clip that and send it to her. Anyway, let's keep this thing going. From acapella to throwing some strings on there. Our next performer is joining us from Tucson. Once again, we have Sue Schnitzer back in the house. Welcome back, Sue. I'm going to go ahead and send the spotlight over to you.
All right. I am glad to be back. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing one of my library shirts. So I was lucky enough to go to the John McCutcheon songwriting camp a couple of weeks ago, and one of our prompts, which you should try this with poems. It was a tough one. It was writing from three perspectives, the same story, but from three perspectives. And each one is in first person. So it was, I had no clue what to do with it. So I asked for an additional prompt and I was told, how about Thanksgiving? So we were talking about family at the beginning. Here we go. You'll figure out what I mean. My first thought was turkey, even though I'm vegetarian. I told him I'd do the cooking. If he'd stuff, I told him I'd do the shopping. If he'd cook, stuff and cook. You know, I'm going to start again. Put on my glasses. This will work a little better. My first thought was turkey, even though I'm vegetarian. I told him I'd do the shopping. If he'd stuff and cook it. So he gave me a detailed list and I added the things I needed. I wanted to make dessert, but I was told his mom would bring it. Now I'm thinking about their formal dining room, and here I am hosting his family's Thanksgiving. Sam, and I'm looking at the oven, and I'm hoping that I timed it right, thinking this is a lot of work. Why did I suggest it? And I'm not sure they'll be comfortable with what we make and how we serve it. They're used to more formality, including several, oh wait, I messed that one up too. And I'm looking at the oven, and I'm hoping that I timed it right, thinking this is a lot of work. Why did I suggest it? I told you it's new shit. And I'm not sure they'll be comfortable with what we make about conversation. They're used to more formality and having several friends, and it's just us hosting our first family Thanksgiving. Sam's mom, also known as Alex's mother-in-law. All week we argued about what to wear and how many pies. He said, "You're overthinking." I said, "I didn't want to overwhelm them." He said, "Just do what you're comfortable with." And I said, "You know, that's the problem. I'm not used to being a guest. I'm used to being in the kitchen. I'm not sure I'm ready. It's hard to not be hosting the family Thanksgiving." Somehow the food got cooked right and everyone liked what they were served. Somehow they made it through the meal and conversation. As usual, there were leftovers and a back and forth about who'd take what. Containers were packed. Pans were left soaking. Goodbyes were said with kisses and hugs, and they each wondered, was this the new family Thanksgiving? Thanks. Sorry about those mess ups. Geez, you'd think I was nervous about a debut. So I'll stick with the family theme. And this is called Grandpa's Farm. And it is 100% based on my friend Nick and his grandpa. My friend Nick in Memphis. This past weekend, Dad and I went down to the farm, as we both kept saying, for one last time. Some things have been moved or now they're gone. It looks, sounds, feels different down on Grandpa's farm. Grandpa's farm, where I used to visit. Learned how to tell a story and choose my words well. Wabash Cannonball was his favorite song. I heard it often down at Grandpa's farm. Checked on tractors in the machine shed. That smell of earth, diesel and oil will never leave me. A potential buyer cranked one of those tractors up and overwhelmed belching a little black smoke before settling into that familiar rhythm down on Grandpa's farm. Grandpa's farm where I used to visit, learned how to tell a story and choose my words well. Wabash Cannonball was his favorite song. I heard it often down on Grandpa's farm. Well, I've cried and mourned the loss of grandparents and uncles. This past weekend, I think it finally hit me. The farm and all its magic are slowly slipping into memories of Grandpa's farm. Grandpa's farm where I used to visit, learned how to tell a story and choose my words well. Wabash Cannonball was his favorite song. I heard it often down on Grandpa's farm. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar. She glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall. You're traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball, traveling through the jungles on the Wabash Cannonball. Grandpa's farm.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing those. And what do you didn't put it here in the sign up, but you have your YouTube channel and your Substack, right?
Yeah, I'll put my link tree in there in a second.
All right, cool. Perfect. And thanks for sharing
Thanks.
those pieces. Always love to hear them. Oh, there they are. I will forward more links to our YouTube chat. Again, thanks to everyone who's tuning in right now. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys have a great week. This is one of the things I called it when we first started taking back Mondays, because Mondays are traditionally like the day where like we have to go back to work week or whatever. And, Garfield hates them. Why can't, but it's just a cool way to start the week, I guess. But thanks for tuning in, everyone, especially, if you're here for the first time, welcome. We're here every Monday, but let's keep this thing going. We're going to go ahead and come back to El Paso, where we have Robin Schofield, always rocking something cool. So when you're ready, the spotlight is yours, Robin. Hello.
Thank you, Richie. Happy Monday to you and everybody out there in cyberspace. Some of you may be in the future, and I don't know when you're watching this. But anyway, I decided to take a sort of a different tack tonight. I'm going to read some kind of personal poems, even though they're in third person. Yeah, except for one. But anyway, this one is, these are out of my book called Diurnal Disturbances. I should say manuscript because it hadn't been published. This is called Bipolar in relation to the globe. The brain inhabits the Arctic Circle, where polar bears prowl for seals. Along the Tropic of Cancer, the torso changes to a yellow forest covered in kudzu. Toward the liver, jungles spread over the far south. Primitive and prevailing winds circle. Fortune waits and refusal. Along the Tropic of Capricorn, to those unlucky pirates in love with the trade winds of La Nina, who will be man enough to venture into the limbs hung with choking vines over mighty rivers stirred by piranha. Their hands stoke the fires near thatched huts against the damp of jaguar night. Down dry mountains, serrated as jawbones, the legs cover ground, and the feet plunge to Cape Horn, through penguin shores to oceans of ice. Let's see now. This one is called Portrait of the Artist as a Young Child. She kept the lamp on late, floral notebook on her desk, and the sins of the she-wolf, fraud, and betrayal. Her mother chased her, red devils in her nightmares. Trailing clouds of glory at 7, she wrote her first poems about robins. What do you want to be when you grow up? Her aunt, the artist, asked her. A poet, she said. Her mother sang loudly and off key. Neither picked up a pen nor sat at a typewriter. The New Yorker lay about on the coffee table. They feed, they lion. When she boiled over among autumnal colors, her mother didn't believe her. She said, red and orange rhyme. You mean they match? No, she heard them rhyming in the lantana by the pigeon coop. She learned to name purple martins and dianthus, portulaca and mockingbird, where the ruby-throated hummingbird oscillated around the Turk's cup and mixed up the tenses in her poems. No one taught her any better. That was the riddle. Her mother never learned the names of any flowers except those for the dead, marigolds and the hackberry tree, which flowers white in spring, then turns out red berries by autumn. She said they were poisonous, but we saw the birds eating them. And this one is called Absent Signifier. The first I heard words on signs could lie was in Dallas at Pier 1, where my 2 siblings and I went with our parents, and there was a tall straw basket with a sign on it that said, Cobra inside, do not open. We circled that basket and kept our distance like iron filings around a magnet. One day our daddy told us there was no cobra. I was stunned to think of its absence all these years. We hadn't dared to look. True story. Now, this one is my cover poem, and it's by one of the great poets of the 20th century, W.S. Merwin. I don't know what book it's called. I just found this random copy. It's called One of the Butterflies. The trouble with pleasure is the timing. It can overtake me without warning and be gone before I know it is here. It can stand facing me unrecognized while I am remembering somewhere else, in another age, or someone not seen for years and never to be seen again in this world. And it seems that I cherish only now a joy I was not aware of when it was here, although it remains out of reach and will not be caught or named or called back. And if I could make it stay as I want to, it would turn to pain. Yeah, William Stanley Merwin. Yeah, I gotta look up which book that's from. He has, dozens of books, so I don't know. Anyway, you can find me on Facebook under my name. And I'm also on Instagram under my email moniker, robinsgo321. And that's at Gmail. If you want to email me, I have books out. So get in touch if you like. And I'm almost always at Tumblewords. No doubt I wrote some of these poems in Tumblewords because I go all the time. And next week, we're not having one, however, because of Labor Day. But then the next week, we'll be back on Saturdays, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Back to you, Richie.
All right. Thank you, Robin. And as always, a great plug for Tumblewords. You can also ask Kit more about that if you see him online, if he recognizes your name and trusts you, shoot him a message on Facebook. Um, what else? Oh man, great poems again as always, Robin. I love the shift. Hadn't heard some of these before, so it's pretty cool too. Um, all right, let's see who's next. Okay, cool. We are gonna go from El Paso to near New Orleans, where we have Sam Hardy next up in the mix. So Sam, I'm gonna go ahead and get you in the spotlight. Good to see you. Happy Monday. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So tonight is the night for my horribly pathetic, bad love poetry. So it's like a tribute to all my bad love poetry. This one doesn't have a title. Every word that escapes my lips leaves me feeling dull, foolish, and ill-equipped. I have nothing truly important to say if you're not part of my everyday. Down my throat, I swallow words, scratch welts into my vocal cords. Without you, everything else just leaves me bored. I could write volumes about your eyes, your lips, your hands around my hips. Your smile inspires symphonies. Your breath on my breath brings me to my knees. But my words fall short without you to hear how very much I love you and want you near. People can't feel what I feel, understand how you move me to such beautiful words. Your eyes don't speak to their heart as they do mine. They don't know what I know, that you're one of a kind. The next one is called Kiss Me. Kiss me, my darling, just once more. Once on the ferry, once in the park, once in the daytime, once in the dark, once in the rain, once in the cafe, once in the airport, once on the train, once in the balcony, once in the mall, once on the stairwell, once against the wall, once in the taxi, once in your room, once in the morning, once again at noon. Kiss me, my darling, but let's make it last, for I'm not ready to have you in my past. It's only going to get worse, folks. This one's called Stalled. I can create, but my pen's stalled. Not silent, just not active. Penning words about how you are my world, but not being able to go to you. Writing your soft lips, but not being able to kiss you. Sculpting words onto a page about holding you close to me, but not being able to reach you. There are motives, but no motion in them. There are desires, but I'm unable to follow through. I can write you 1,000 poems, but I cannot move, act, live any closer to you. Your bright light illuminates my words, but I sit in the dark, waiting on something and someone I'll never have. And this was called Little Black Dress. I took one look and my breath left my body. You were mesmerizing in your little black dress. I felt my head actually swim when I saw you dancing under the moon. You didn't see me looking at you. I was relieved of that fact. Had you noticed me staring, I wouldn't have known how to act. When you twirled in the light, when you twirled, the light caught the blue hem. Imagine my surprise that it twinkled like stars mirroring your eyes. No other woman matched your perfection, your smile, those lips, and that perfect complexion. The wedding was beautiful, but all that aside, I'll share with you a secret. You are more radiant than the bride. And the last one I just wrote the other day. Let's see here. Emotional terrorism. I'm a hostage in your silence, waiting, waiting, waiting. We don't talk anymore. The green dot is dim. You may be there or not. I may never know. I refresh the page like a wound I can't stop touching. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Every empty hour is a locked door. I am still inside, hoping you will turn the key. Your silence is a sword. It cuts clean. I stand here bleeding, wanting to go back, fold time in half, live there with you forever. But I am not in a relationship. I am in a waiting room. Thank you.
Ooh, dang. Thank you, Sam. Do you want to promote anything? Social media, website, your books, upcoming books?
I'll put my link tree in the chat. Thanks to Finn Bell, I know about Linktree, and I know that everything I could possibly want to put down is in my Linktree, so it'll send you pretty much everywhere.
All right, perfect. I love that. And I don't know, you don't gotta apologize for those. Sometimes you just gotta write those love poems. It's fine. Those of you who see me perform already know, I do that a lot of my live and a lot of my live stuff. So thanks for joining us, Sam.
You bet.
Awesome, awesome. So we got some more peeps signed up, guys. So we're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna come back to EP. Shout out to 1881, by the way, local brand. They make these caps and it's super fun to rock them. Um, back in El Paso, we have our host for this Thursday's open mic at Old Sheepdog. But right now he's gonna throw down some poetry. Without further ado, it's Mr. Monday Night, Kit Ren. Here's the spotlight.
What's up, Richie? What's up, everybody? What's up? Hello to all of you out there on the internet and to those of you in the future. Is it safe? Probably not. Probably terrible. That's okay, though. I'm used to it by now. I get afraid to talk about my depressive episodes. It might summon them. And then the Bader-Meinhof effect will make me start seeing reasons to die again everywhere, once I remember what my reason was. Fortunately, I can't remember the reason, or at least the reasoning. I thought the world was ending in 2015. I thought 2015 was as bad as things could get. Who knew suicidal ideation could have such innocence to it? Things are, I don't need to tell you, significantly worse now and for the world at large, and for El Paso in particular. I have seen things I wish I hadn't. Things I didn't think I'd see when I thought I had seen enough. Does that make me stupid then or irresponsible now? I'm willing to concede to either. I'm not good at uplift, so I want to explore another angle to this poetic question. When you're depressed, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You might as well be asking ChatGPT. You'll get back an answer designed to sound like an answer. Evidence will be generated as demanded, with citations of scholars who have expressed no position on the matter. And all in a strange and flattering obsequious tone, like an Ottoman food taster that loves almonds and can't find a wine that's sweet enough. I won't tell you things are great. I won't call you a coward or become angry, should this end the way it sometimes does. I will tell you the truth. Sadly, not even brains tell the truth all the time. Well, let's bring the mood up, even though that was my fault that it was down in the first place. This one's called Rough Drafts, and it's quite silly. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Nobody's dead. I was just drunk on eBay. Again. And I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. Also willing to sell complete DVD set of Kolchak, The Night Stalker. Same kind of deal. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. I got lost in the store. These are obviously too small. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just panicked. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. This gift was not funny. Greg, this is the last straw. My entire life, people have made fun of me for my incredibly small feet. I remember very clearly the first such instance when a fourth grade PE teacher said I looked like a hippopotamus trying to balance itself on 2 toothpicks. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. What do you mean? Why did I write never worn on the tag? Because I had space. Are you going to buy them or not? Is this what you do? You just go to garage sales and you call people liars and they're just supposed to put up with it? Oh, yeah? Well, maybe your lady protests too much, trash dick. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Welcome to the new baby shoe store. Our founder, Thurman Barkshat III, started in Tacoma, Washington with a $7,000 bridge loan, a property that used to be a circuit city, and a dream that people could find guaranteed never worn shoes for their babies and infants at a reasonable price. For sale, Meta short story collection. Too niche. I like it and that's what matters. The rest of you only exist in my head. Another short one. The first short one, actually. I am changing all of my drafted memoir back into poems because too many of you know my business. I want the ritual of public confession, but I don't want you to know what I did. I am much more comfortable answering what does this mean than what happened next. I want this poem to rise from the ground like a monolith, not between us, but beside us, and for us to circle around it, inspecting for the flaws that I have mistaken for nuance and character. So, the cover poem. I'm going to do not this one, the other one I was looking at. I'm going to do a Tony Hoagland poem. This one is In Praise of Their Divorce by Tony Hoagland. When I heard about the divorce of my friends, I couldn't help but be proud of them. That man and that woman setting off in different directions, like pilgrims in a proverb, him to buy his very own toaster oven, her seeking a prescription for sleeping pills. Let us keep in mind the hidden forces which had struggled underground for years to push their way to the surface, and that finally did, cracking the crust, moving the plates of earth apart, releasing the pent-up energy required for them to rent their own apartments. For her to join the softball league for single mothers, for him to read George the Giraffe over his speakerphone at bedtime to the 6-year-old. The Bible says, be fruitful and multiply, but is it not also fruitful to subtract and to divide? Because if marriage is a kind of womb, divorce is the being born again. Alimony is the placenta one of them will eat. Loneliness is the name of the wet nurse. Regret is the elementary school. Endurance is the graduation. So do not say that they are splattered like dropped lasagna, or dead in the head-on collision of cliches, or nailed on the cross of their competing narratives. What is taken apart is not utterly demolished. It is like a great mysterious egg in Kansas that is cracked and has two big bewildered birds. It is two spaceships coming out of retirement, flying away from their dead world, the burning booster rocket of divorce falling off behind them, the bystanders pointing at the sky and saying, "Look." All right. As was mentioned, Thelma, we're taking this week off because Joe Hill didn't die for nothing. Labor Day weekend. So let's have some. So have fun in your respective homes. But we'll be back on September 6th, and I'll be leading it with a workshop about Tony Hoagland. Don't know if that poem's going to make the cut, but I felt like reading it. So that's how Thelma Words will kick back into function September 6th. September 13th, Michael Sindler will be leading the session with Feast or Famine. He always puts together some really great workshops. Really glad that we found him in his hotel through all these different online mics. I have some people who have committed but haven't picked a date yet. Very interestingly, I had the back half of October settled, but not the front half of October. But I'm ahead of where I've usually been at this point in the month. So, wins where you find them. And yes, I am healthy enough to host an Old Sheepdog this Thursday. Thank goodness. The weird thing on my foot's cleared up mostly. Oh, life is strange. Life is weird. But no alternative has been found. So we're gonna kick it back to Richie. Thank you all so much.
All right, thank you, Kit. Yeah, man. Love it. Thanks for all the announcements too. Um, yeah, look forward to Thursday as always at Old Sheepdog. So if you guys are through, again, open mics tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, all this week. If you guys are in the El Paso region, come through and hang out with us. But speaking of performing and hanging out with us, not only online, but it's always great when we get to see this next performer in person. She mentioned that there's open mics this week. I hope she's talking about us, but there's others as well, as always, and a People's March. And I'll let her talk about it. Without further ado, rocking the awesome green hair, we got Larry Lynette. Hey.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Richie. Yeah, open mics this week. Yes. And the People's March for Economic and Social Justice on Saturday. We're going to do that too. So I'm going to have to practice a 60s song today. But first, let me play something upbeat about manifesting, keeping the faith. Gotta have faith. When you make a wish on a bright shooting star, believe it will come true. It's the nature of the beast, though you may think it is bizarre. The universe works for you. You gotta have faith. You gotta hang tight. You gotta take aim. Keep it in your sight. You gotta have faith. You gotta hold tight. You gotta believe it with all of your mind. Ooh, yeah, when you toss that coin into wishing well, picture your perfect outcome. You gotta see it and believe it. All doubt must be dispelled. That's the basic rule of thumb. keep it in your sight, in your mind, with all of your might. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not easy to drown out the noise. Anybody can tell you. Stay focused, make your choice. There's not one thing that can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing will stop you. There's no stopping you. No. Ooh, 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 oh, you gotta have faith. You gotta hold tight. You gotta take aim. Keep it in your sight. You gotta have faith. You gotta hold tight. You gotta believe it with all of your mind. You gotta have faith. Hang tight. Imagine it in your mind. You gotta have faith. You gotta hold tight. You gotta believe it with all of your mind. Keep it in your sight, in your mind, with all of your might. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. That's, you gotta have faith.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So this is an old protest song from the 60s, and Stephen Stills wrote this one, and so we'll see how it goes. It's called For What It's Worth. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. A field day for the heat. Thousands of people are taken to the streets, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out on line, Iceman come take you away. You better stop. Yeah, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Yeah, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Yeah, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Yeah, what's going on? Ooh. it's going down. That's it. Thanks, Richie. Thank y'all.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Lara. Amazing coming through, nice and clear. Throw some flame emojis there. And anything else? I mean, you mentioned the on Saturday, the march. Where is
Oh
that going to be
yeah,
held?
it's gonna be the march is starting down on Bassett Avenue. Hold on, I'll tell you. I
Oh, that's
posted it
kind
on
of
Facebook and my Instagram. You can
yeah,
find me
that's
on
kind
Facebook,
yeah.
Lara Lynette Music, and same Instagram with the 44 on it.
So it's
Uh,
kind of the Synexus coffee area.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's about a mile march from there to Mary Webb Park over on East Missouri. It starts at 6 p.m., so it won't be too terrible hot, hopefully. And the rally at the Mary Webb Park is going to be around 7:30 ish. There's a rumor that Veronica Escobar is going to be there, and I hope that's true.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it is put on by the El Paso del Norte Resistance Coalition, which is a bunch of people, the indivisible people, and several unions for teachers and LGBTQ. Yeah, tell you, United Service Employees International Union is going to be there. El Paso Teachers Association, they're part of this. El Paso del Norte Resistance Coalition. So it's hopefully the turnout will be good. And you know, we gotta. I've been thinking about how everybody is afraid
Hmm.
these days, and including myself. And I've decided that I've always been into activism, but I've decided to go full throttle
Hmm.
with my activism. And so, whenever I can, I'm going to be at all of these marches. There's going to be a lot of them coming up, and a lot of
Yeah.
stuff going on, so
Hmm.
that we can try to make people's voices heard.
Yeah.
Because we need to. We need to. All of us.
Yes.
So that's my spiel, and it's real, and I'm in it to win it.
Yeah. Awesome. No, thank you. I mean, I definitely wanted to ask you so you can get the word out there on that. I've seen the flyer, a lot of great people and orgs in that. Shout out to the teachers, by the way. And our next
Yep.
performer is a teacher, has
Hey,
performed
nice job.
some awesome poems on being a teacher and more than that, but has been just overall been killing it at the open mics with her poetry. Purple poet, but right now she's Karen. And before you ask, no, she's not a Karen. All right, I get that out of the way for you. All right, without further ado, here's the spotlight. Welcome back.
Hi, can everyone hear me? All right. My first one, it's called Too Much. I can't explain it, or maybe I can, but the words swarm like panicked bees after their hives has fallen to the ground. It's this drowning sort of feeling like the air itself has weight and someone's breath nearby is the final stone on a crumbling bridge. The walls start closing in, not metaphorically, but it feels as if actual bricks are grinding toward my chest. The air starts to thin, and then the room forgets how to hold space for me until I'm just a shadow pressed into the corners. It's too much to bear, too sharp, too loud, too close. I've tried to share it, how anxiety coils in me like smoke in a locked room. How your comforting hand, even gentle, feels like an earthquake under my skin. I'm not trying to be cruel, not trying to push you away, but when you reach for me, the glass shatters. One touch and the scaffolding collapses, no warning, no safety net, just the sudden collapse of everything holding me up. The more pressure there is, the tighter the noose of thoughts, the louder the sirens beat my skull. Stress stacks like thunderclouds, and I'm always waiting for the lightning strike that will tear me in two. Sometimes I just wish. Sorry, I lost my spot. Um, okay. Sometimes I just wish more people understood that it's not weakness, it's weather. A storm inside my skin, a panic with no clear name. If more people could feel just 5 seconds of this and truly get it, maybe I wouldn't feel so alone in this storm. Okay. And then my next one, it's called Wilted Sunflowers, and this one's a little bit about like writer's block. Wilted sunflowers. My words, their garden gone dry, rows of sunflowers bent at the neck, too heavy with silence to lift their faces to the sun. They should be reaching, should be golden, should be alive with light, but instead they hang low, chained to shadows I can't even name. The page is a field of soil, waiting for roots, waiting for something to break through, but nothing comes, no yellow, no bloom, just the ache of stems that forget how to stand tall. And the sky feels merciless. It shines all its brilliance. It shouts all this warmth while my hands stay empty, while my mouth stays closed, while I sit in this field of stillness, surrounded by sunflowers that will not grow. And then my last one. This last one is about my dog. She passed away. It'll be 3 years in September. So it's about her. I had her for a very long time. So this one is called Autumn. 12 years of sunrises and storm clouds, 12 years of paw prints pressed into the fabric of my life. She wasn't just a dog. She was my best friend, a witness, a shadow stitched to my footsteps, a heartbeat that steadied mine when it faltered. She saw me grow, saw me fall apart, saw me stitch myself back together, all while she stayed. Eyes saying what words never could. Sometimes I catch myself saying her name, and the air aches with echo, like calling into a room where the light has already left. For a while, I couldn't let another in. It felt like betrayal, like opening a door meant only for her. Because she understood me, because she protected me, because she loved me with the kind of love that doesn't end, it just lingers, like paw prints on my soul. And so I'll keep missing her, not as a wound, but as a reminder that I was lucky enough to have been loved so completely by Autumn. Thank you.
Cool. Plugs, promotions. How can people find and follow you online?
You can follow me on Instagram at _purplepoet.
Okay. Thank you for those poems as always. Thank you. Go follow her. All right. And if you're just tuning in, you're a little late, but once again, welcome to our online mic. We do this every Monday. If you're an EPCC student, then there's a link. There's something in the description there for you if you're here for extra credit. It's too early in the semester. It just started. It was the first day. All right. Do it. Come back later. All right. But let's keep this thing going from El Paso to Laredo. Our next performer is in Laredo, Texas. We have Discovia up next on the mic. So let me get you on the spotlight. Welcome back, Discovia. When you're ready, the spotlight is yours. Yo.
Yo, 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 we're here to keep the vibe and make it live. Thank you for having me here. I enjoyed everything I heard tonight. All of you are phenomenal. But don't let my little testimony be proof of that. Just keep doing your art, keep making inspiration for others, such as myself, and keep trying to connect the world through empathy, and your arts is deeply appreciated. I just want to share this quick quote. I'm going to send it here in the chat before I perform my pieces, actually. Appreciate what you have in life. Everything on earth is not a forever possession. Tomorrow carries mystery and it's never promising. It was a reminder to my son when he found himself getting upset with one of his peers over something trivial. I shared that with him and it reminded him to calm down a bit. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna keep it short with these two pieces, a cappella piece. If you guys are familiar with Bone Thugs and Harmony, I kind of did my own little version of this. Thuggish Ruggish to the bone. I'm sorry, please don't sue me for copyrights. All right. Brought to you, we're sponsored by keeping yourself hydrated. Drink water, y'all. Especially if you over there being caffeinated or being alcoholics. JK, JK. All right. Here we go. It's the Thuggish Ruggish bone. 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 Yeah. Yo, Yeah, you play around, you play around, you play around, get smoked, get your grind up. We out here dealing with issues like we're treading, traveling on thin ropes. I've been accompanied by nothing. So what the hell you mean you feel lost from hope? I've been tripping and flipping like a gym. Oh, sorry, I lost my point, and my phone went off. I've been tripping and flipping like a gymnast. All my feelings about to make a killing. Please don't push me because I be stepping like 007. Your boy always moving like he's on a mission. If I ever come up in this game, I'll make my way to the top without any more distance. You better believe it. Hate me or love me, I'm a rare one in a million. I don't care who's plotting on me. I'm at it with my other self. This is my face off with my strongest villain. Yeah, I hit him with venom. I run through you like adrenaline. Our simulation make a difference. I'm done being an apprentice. Watch me advance. I'm limitless. Haters are fools. You bird brained. You over here acting like chickens. Ha! Best believe I'm on it. I'm very attentive. You better be with it. My son's destined to the top. I mean, I'm talking his head hitting the ceiling. So what in the world? So what in the world of peace do you mean the sky's the limit when the universe is children, men, and women? Ooh. It's the darkest, darkest bar. It's the darkest, darkest bar. It's the darkest, darkest bar. I'm a king and they am coming from my throne. They can stay hating, but I'm in my zone. Yeah, Lord, forgive me. I've been sipping and sinning, losing myself to this different image. If I must save us all, I got to go hard. It's Simi, Nell, Kirk, JID, Tech 9, and Kendrick. Enjoy my voice while it's here one day because of your passing memory. You better remember losing yourself looking for the princess. Y'all be acting like Toad. Whoa, why are you so tremendously timid? Y'all be so quick to doubt me before you depend on me with benefits. Look at the blueprints, the shift and transition like an illusion. The empire must not fall because it's part of the movement. The disease we created is deadly, and we must come as one in order to cure it. I hit people so hard, I shift their body from their spirit, make them retract, resist to react, separating their bodies from their spirit. Ha! It's the thank you. I appreciate that, y'all. I was gonna continue that one up for a little bit more because I was losing the ability to maintain that high note there. Ooh, the next piece I want to share with you guys. Um, man, I hope this is a little bit too graphic, but it's about. I'm just gonna go ahead and read. All right, another acapella piece for you all. Yo, yeah, I've been on and at it. Bring the metal if you have it. We can play it out. I've been paranoid. I'm indulging into the void. I'm a black savage. I'm bad as Black Sabbath. Set your shit deep. Your last words, you better assist when we can savage. The other side of me already asked if you can manage. Mother lover, I'll take us both out. Go out. Goku and Raditz. Blast it into King Kai's world. Special beam cannon. None of this is common. None of this is canon. I'm no Nick. But we're flying high, disregard by all default without a calculated landing. Kobe, damn, we miss you. Repent for our sins because we've done enough damage, and I'm losing my patience and my holy cool. I'll be damned if another fool goes inside of school with a gun. I'm no mailman, but I will bust out the package. Take it out the package. Take it out the plastic. I'll go road rage, rampage, Laredo heat, blacked out bandit, and I'm coming for the answers. No water, all ice with the fire. Pray for help. If he's old enough to game and gamble, then he can get scrambled like eggs. I'm not playing games. Off with his mother and head. I'm not soft with the dread. Then I'll give others a sample to lead by example. Nah. Get ravaged and dismantled. You want to act hard, bet, then get handled. Help me, help me, help me. White noise bringing the realization from the brain static. My mind's eye is open. I'm a black man. I know. F with no black magic. Playing around with these board games got me bored with your tactics. What else I got to lose? I'm more wasted than the CJ Highway drifting on Xanax. Oh crap, here we go again. Thank you all. Appreciate that. If you interested in what you heard, feel free to add me on Instagram. I'm gonna drop my post for all my media right now. Thank you, and I hope to see you guys next week on Monday.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing as always. It's tough to go from like the high sing out note to like getting back deep into like a flow. You gotta it's tough. But yeah, man, thanks for sharing those pieces for sure. Ooh, that's a nice always coming through with the nice graphics for sure. Very cool stuff. Discovia will promote your stuff on the live chat as well. Uh But we're gonna bring up another performer. We got a couple left. We had one just sign up. We're getting international up in here, so I'm gonna add her to the list. But right now we're gonna drop in New Jersey. Our next poet drops in every now and then when she can. She's still here. I want to make sure. I want to make sure. We have Terry Rose Judson in the house. When you're ready, I'm gonna go and get you on the spotlight. There you are. Hey, welcome back. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, it's kind of dark over here. Should probably turn on a light. There we go. Okay. Um,
I'm gonna go and use
so
some
I was
social
in
media.
so many workshops this past weekend. It just was like a barrage of workshops. So I wrote this one in the Cycles workshop, which is hosted by Ray Jane, and it is Art Defined in New York workshop. And it's the theme was about what happens when you let others take control of your dreams. My first wedding was a mess because my mother and family thought they could do it better than me. Not allowed to invite all my friends because they had to invite theirs. After all, who else was going to give the most money? Dress falling off skeleton body, seamstress dressed to the max every time she saw me. I ended up hating that mess, pinned and stitched everywhere to hold it on my body. She said she had to order the dress too big because my arms were so long. She made an off-the-shoulder dress cover my shoulders and ruined the look entirely. I asked her why she did that, and she said, "Oh, honey, this dress was never meant to be worn." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said that it was just for the pages of a magazine. This is what happens when you let others without vision take control of your dream. And then this is fresh. All of these are fresh, so it probably needs editing or whatever, more work, but I'm going to read it anyway. Silly dreamer, you're nothing but a dreamer. How can you think you can make it all come true? Unattainable, do you think? You can try manifestation if you believe in that sort of thing. Those positivity words to help you move in the right direction. Science says speak nice things to crystals in water, changes its structure. I'm going to speak to my water to change its shape. And I wanted to read I picked up this book called Blind Trust, Poems of Joyful Surrender by Christine Auble. And I don't know if you can see it. Has a cool looking cover. This girl's also a seamstress, and she makes all these designer clothes in the shop where I have my book for sale called Oddball Vintage Antiques, and it's in New Jersey. I picked this book up because of this poem, because this is the first poem that I saw, and I like struck me. Ode to my ovary. Dear ovary, vital piece of me, I mourn you like a mother, with me since birth. I miss you like a sister, our bond of unspoken worth. Always walking at my side, when I lost you, I lost my stride. In the space you once graced, there's a divide I must embrace. Like two currents of the same stream, diverted in a waking dream. Between what was and what will be, I find resilience redefined. In your honor, I let go. In your honor, I surrender to the flow. Dear ovary, your job was always to release. Thank you for eternally pointing me towards peace.
Was that was like the mic drop moment? You're like, all right, that's it. Camera off. Camera
Sorry.
off, mic drop. No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
What happened when I don't know, my phone, it goes to sleep. So I don't even, did you hear the end of it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We're good. Did you want to promote to your social media?
I have karaoke coming up this Saturday, every last Saturday of the month. I'm on the Word is Right, Marissa Prada's platform, and it's online. And people, come in, and sometimes they don't want to sing, but we do like group songs and different stuff. And people, if they don't want to sing or join in a group sing, they can like read a poem or something. Like, I'm not real, hard and fast with the rules.
Right, right. All right.
Yeah, and then there's my book, Chameleon Chronicles, which you can also order on her website. I'm out of them right now, so you got to get it on a red and green, read or green. It's spelled read, READ, or green.com,
Right, right,
books.com. Readergreenbooks.com. I think that's it.
Yeah, right, right, right. But the play on red being the sauce in Albuquerque, it's an Albuquerque thing. The green,
Yes, the
red and green.
chilies. The chili
Um,
peppers are the red and green chili peppers.
mhm. Awesome. And of course, Chameleon Poetic on IG, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Terry. I know you're on the
I'm
East
tired.
Coast. It's
I fell
late. No,
asleep a couple times.
it's a
But
late
it's all
night,
right.
and you're 2 hours ahead than a lot of us here in Mountain Time Zone. So it is late. I get it. We
Yes.
actually we have two more peeps on the same time zone up next, so we're gonna keep this thing going. Thank you,
All
Terry.
right. You're
Um,
welcome.
uh,
Bye.
all right, cool. So we are gonna go to Washington, D.C., where we've got Mr. Ed Poetastic gonna share some jokes and some poems. If you know him, you know him. Without further ado, here is Ed. Hey, man.
Hey, remember like no other words like thunder. But first, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Sue. Happy birthday to you and many more. Woo. All right, hope your hopes and dreams come true, Sue. And let's not forget our wonderful jokes. Hope you're ready, kid, because you're always a hit.
Let's go.
Knock, knock.
Oh, who's there?
Ears.
Ears who?
Here's another knock, knock joke for ya.
Oh, thank you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Adorable.
Adorable who?
A doorbell don't work. That's why I knocked.
Oh, sorry.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Water.
Water who?
What are you asking so many questions for? Just let me in.
Well, you can't be too safe.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sue.
Sue who?
Surprise! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. I think she went to bed, but happy birthday, Sue. Oh, no, she is. She's right there. Okay. How you doing? Happy birthday.
Knock, knock.
Oh, who's there?
Isma.
Isma who?
Is my lunch ready yet?
I mean, I hope so. It's very late at night. You should have taken care of this.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Donut.
Ooh, donut who?
Do not ask. It's a secret.
Oh, I was hoping for a delicious pastry.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Butter.
Oh, butter who?
Butter, let me in, or I'll freeze. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cash.
Cashew.
No thanks, but I love some peanuts.
You're gonna take what I bloody give you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Peas.
Peas who?
Peas to meet you. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Figs.
Big Sue.
Figs the doorbell. I've been knocking forever.
I didn't make you do that.
I have a question to ask you.
Oh, go ahead, shoot.
Why are Christmas trees bad at knitting?
Why are Christmas trees bad at knitting?
They always drop their needles.
Oh, that would make it difficult, yes.
What did the lunchbox said to the refrigerator?
Oh, what did the lunchbox say to the refrigerator? Have a lot
Don't hate me because I'm a little cool.
Great to see jealousy in a professional context like that.
What do you do to have a space party?
Oh, that does sound like fun. What do you do to have a space party?
You plan it. I'm happy people smile is always back in style. I love when people smile for miles after miles.
Coming.
Why couldn't the tree get on his computer?
Oh, what a terrible situation. Why couldn't the tree get on his computer?
Because he couldn't not log in.
Oh, because, yeah, he couldn't. No.
What's a skeleton's favorite type of road?
What is a skeleton's favorite type of road?
A dead end.
Oh, because they don't have to walk as far. Because
What did the grape say when it got stripped? Oh, sorry. What did the grape say when it got stepped on?
what did the grape say when it got stepped on?
Nothing. Just a little wine.
Goodness.
Why didn't the lifeguard save the hippie?
Oh, it's a terrible dereliction of duty. Why didn't the lifeguard save the hippie?
He was too far out, man.
It's no excuse. He went through training.
What did the mother broom said to the baby broom?
What did the mother broom say to the baby broom?
Time to go to sweep.
The tender moment.
How does Vin Diesel keep in touch with the Fast and Furious crew?
Ooh. How does he keep in touch with all those people?
On a Zoom call. And last but not least, why is sausage bad for you?
Oh, I resent this question, but why do people say that sausage is bad for you?
It brings out the worst in people.
I just don't agree with that perspective.
Oh, that's funny. The worst, like little worse.
Never change yet.
Of course, I'll be here all Monday because you guys make my Monday such a delight in the wonderful BWOMS spotlight. All right, I got 4 poems, and 3 poems was the same workshop me and Terry was in from our wonderful Ray Jane on Sunday. It was about dreams. My first poem is called Dreaming. I'm still dreaming about peace, to silence the war, to tame the beast. I'm still dreaming about the rain, to wash away the hunger pains. Life is hard, but you gotta dream, to rise above, to rule the regime. You gotta dream to keep the sun alive. You gotta dream to fuel the drive. You gotta dream to calm the hive. You gotta dream just to survive. Legends dreamed, so why can't you? Breakthrough, dreams inspire too. Big or small, they can shatter the walls, stumble or fall, just answer the call. Dreams may seem distant, but they're not. So strike your spark while the iron's hot. Thank you. And this other one's called The Inner Child. My hands are tiny, but I'm still lively. I'm just a kid. My age has only slid. We are still a child. Imagination runs wild. Don't hide your curiosity in this pale, dark reality. I never are adults. Don't just stand at a halt. We're not our parents. We're not mindless ants. No anger, no offense. But don't build a fence. I know the chains of responsibility, but that doesn't have to be reality. If you want to write, then write. Grab your pen and first, sorry, passionately fight. If you want to draw, then draw. Draw till your fingers are raw. If you want to paint, then paint. Paint till you tire or faint. If you want to dance, then dance. Dance till you catch a glance. If you want to sing, then sing. Sing till you awaken spring. If you want to mold, then mold. Shape it till it turns to gold. Don't call it crazy or ridiculous. It's the miracle of beautifulness. Feed your inner child. Feed it for miles upon miles. That kid still lives inside of you. Don't be blue. Create your breakthrough. A tiny seed can grow into a tree. Free the child inside you and me. All right, thank you. I got my other one. This is called You Are You. I was my girlfriend's dream, but inside, I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I wanted to be wherever she liked. Well, I felt strange, never right. It's hard to live in a shadow. It's hard to walk through a fake meadow. It's hard to pretend just to fit in while your truth is hiding behind a grin. It feels like you're a platypus among ducks. Same pond, same feathers, but something's stuck. You've got the bill, you got the wet feet, but inside you still feel heat. And if you're ever felt this way, listen, you're not bound in clay. You are you, and that's okay. Life is not some scripted play. Who cares about people? Who cares what people think? Let their opinions shrink. Who cares about words and labels? You're not a horse locked in stables. You were born different. That's not an accident. That's magnificent. You're not controlled. You're not the keeper. I'm sorry. You are not controlled. You're the keeper. You're the holder. You're the master of your household. You're not a robot. You're not a teapot. Don't you dare be distraught. You're rare. You're a fire. You are the jackpot. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. This is called Ode. Let's celebrate you for everything you do. Thank you very much. It's okay to openly blush. Why are you thanking me? You're the ode in my poetry. I personally don't know you, but I'm not sadly blue. I don't know your name, yes, but I'm not ashamed. Do you know the rain that washed away the pain? Do you know the sun who is the pinnacle of fun? Do you know the earth never stopped giving birth? Do you know the wind that tickles your chin? Do you know the sea that's balanced and free? Do you know the seas that grows for your needs? Do you know the stars shooting near and far? Do you know your house or that pesky little mouse? I'm trying to prove a point. I don't have a PowerPoint. You know what I mean? Please be more green. I'm just showing you love as the skies rain down above. I know I sound strange, but I'm not deranged. I'm not high on weed or blinded by greed. I'm not selling you anything because it's love or nothing. Don't be too judgmental. It's about heart, not mental. I'm showing you my appreciation. You're a perfect model of creation. You're not perfect, but you try. You're a lovely woman or guy. Thank you. Sorry for ending that.
Oh man, it's good. It's good. It's good. You already know, man. It's time for your bonus poem. Where can the find people find and follow you online?
Well, you can follow me and follow. I'm sorry, you can follow me online while come to this wonderful workshop. Wonderful open mic that makes our Monday lights to the light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. It's been a long day, so I hope everyone love my wordplay each and every day. But anyway, if you want to follow me, please for free, please. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Eddie/Foreman. You can find me, but I'll be there to sign my potassium insight to make your nights of light in the wonderful BWOMS or open mic spotlight. All right. But never forget that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow, never stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. How I love this show.
Yeah. There you have it, folks. One only at Poetastic. Thanks for the jokes. Thanks for the laughs. Thanks for the poems, the thinks, and the feels. Yes. Out of Washington, D.C. And now we're going to get a little international. All right. Next up, we have out of Canada is Cassie. Let me find you here on the list. And when you're ready, I'm going to put you on the spotlight. So get Cassie up next. Yo.
Hi everyone. Hi Richie.
I waved.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I will say I've been doing some last minute edits over here, so it was a little silly of me to do that in the middle of the open mic, but there you have it. Okay, so I was a little bit inspired by Robin, the cover poem that you read was one of the cover poems that you read tonight was really interesting and reminded me of something that I have written previously, and I think the poem you read kind of captured the essence of what I was going for a little better, but it just felt a little bit in conversation with something, so I thought I would revisit something I've read here before. And Sam, I really enjoyed, I just wanted to say, I don't often do preamble, but here I am preambling. Sam, I just wanted to say I enjoyed hearing your love poems, and it reminded me of that interesting disconnection that people get sometimes with feeling really connected to the poetry when they wrote it, particularly with love poetry, and then later reading it and being like, what the fuck what is this? Pardon my language, but so you read some lovely things and you inspired me to read some of the things that I have a fickle relationship with that I've written in the past that happen to be love poems, so I decided to hurt myself a little bit and read them. Not that they all hurt me, but all right, I'm psyching myself out here. All right, no more preamble. I'm going to jump in and read you this first piece, which is called Greedy. I'm greedy for experiences, for the rush of a new sensation, for the brisk foreign concept to lap at my ankles, to surprise me and push the corners of my beliefs to expand. Greedy for the joys of all shapes and sizes, for the delights that tap at the back of my shoulder like gentle little sprites, urging me to turn around and notice them. Little waves of absurdity found in back alleyways, in the middle of the street, for the ones that crest unexpectedly after heartbreak, and for the joys that leap toward me and take out my legs in waves when I am parched from all the acquiescing that I do when I should be wave chasing. That was interesting for me to go through because I kept that the same for so long and I was so attached to it. I was like, no, it has to stay this way. And I completely rearranged it tonight. You wouldn't notice if you'd heard it before, but it was weird for me. So there's the first one. And okay. The second one, we're diving into the love poetry that I don't know why I feel like I want to preamble so much tonight, but okay, here we go. So this is called Intermission. You came to the back door, and I couldn't help but smile. This is real. Is this real? The hospital visit felt like a fever dream. And you a conjured figment of my imagination. there to comfort me through a nightmare. I climbed the stairs 1 foot at a time. Just like I struggled through the hospital stay, one hand washing at a time, one internal overcome at a time. My excitement built. The hallways seemed vast. You live here? The carpet's big, warm, beautiful. My feelings for you outstretched in front of me in this otherwise perhaps mundane hallway. You looked so tall, so well dressed. Yes, this is real. I entered your apartment and I was in awe. The space so stunning. I couldn't believe it. I blinked. We were interlocked, and somehow I let my fear fall to the floor with your keys from your pocket. I was freed from obsession for a moment. Your lips brought me presence. So yeah, it's interesting to read things again that you feel different every time you read it. But yeah, so there's that. And then just because, I don't know, I've started a theme for myself, I'm going to revisit another old poem. I can find it fast enough. Thought I had it in front of me here. Okay. Sure. Find it fast enough. Okay. Have you ever walked into a place and got the overwhelming feeling that it is a safe place to fall in love? I hadn't, so perhaps that was why it was so hard to ignore the quiet but distinct message trickling through that there's a story yet to unfold here if I stay. Perhaps the message got lost in translation somewhere along the way. Perhaps it was this place has a nice atmosphere, pretty lights, nice little intriguing objects, quirky adornments on the wall. I've never been anywhere like this before. Perhaps it's to my it's my surprise at how at home I feel, safe and at ease. I can always, okay, sorry. Perhaps it is my surprise at how at home I feel, safe and at ease. I can almost feel the summer nights here, the air. Sorry, I'm trying to read this from an image, which was a mistake on my part, and I can't read the font I used. Okay, it's gonna go back a little bit. I can already feel the summer nights here, the air of late nights, abuzz with warmth. When I enter a person's home for the first time, it feels foreign, uninteresting, cold. But here, although novel, it doesn't feel entirely new, and I can't help but wonder how much of here is you. So, yeah, we write love poetry and you read it back sometimes and you go, what was that? But not to invalidate my own poetry too much. So, yeah, I thought I would share in that with you, Sam, if you're still here. Okay, so that's enough of that. I feel weird about the things I just read. Okay, so I do occasionally facilitate online generative poetry workshops, one of which is starting tomorrow. It's called Tied to Temporary Spaces. It explores the theme of connection to place. So if that interests you at all, you can find more information if you go to my Instagram at Relentless Intrigue. Okay, thank you, Richie. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Cassie, for that. Let me get back on Spotlight here. Yeah, check out Cassie's workshops if you have a chance. Be on the lookout for future ones. And thanks again to everyone who has been tuning in throughout the night. I did see some new faces in the chat, but familiar that I've met in the real world out in person at various events. Thank you. I know Josh is always listening in. So Josh, if you're still listening, what up, homie? Okay, so we have one more performer up next on the mic, and be prepared to be serenaded by smoke alarms, inundated by a thesaurus attached to Dan the Man's brain. Without further ado, it's time for our last performer of the night. It is Dan the Man. When you're ready, take it away.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, who can I forget? Today on Dan Advance Weekly. It is the 11th anniversary. Yeah, you want to find that blog on the dictionary? Yeah, but it's not on. It's only on the eighth. It's only on the eighth month of the 25th day in the year 2014. Yep. Yeah, it's always like in the teens, but not in the tweens. Well, it's kind of like my blog is usually ordinary, but it's kind of legendary. But you can call it a secondary best, but almost, but not that. But still, I'm a bit behind schedule, but I'm trying to catch up in contemporary. Sometimes in the past could be unnecessary, but it's kind of preliminary. Yep, that's not no revolutionary, but yeah. But on the contrary, it's 11-year anniversary. Last year was a decade. So, well, even though it's not on January, not on February, but it's on August. It's today, and it's the 11th anniversary of Damn Advance Weekly. Well, not monthly, not daily, just kind of weekly. Almost. Okay. And yes, guys, today's the 11th today's marks the 11 years of Dan the Man's Weekly. So I got three blogs I'm gonna need to upload, but you have to give me some time. So I'll announce that on Instagram. Yeah, one on the almost a month ago, the 28th, and mentioning the tragedy of Texas, Central Texas flooding, God rest their souls. And the other one, the day after the 6-year anniversary of the of the shooting, the tragedy 6 years ago. Yeah, and the one just 2 weeks ago, I was in Dallas. You'll like this one. Oh, no, I kid. I mentioned you on this. You'll like this. I'm also gonna need some time. I still need to upload the special edition from the 9-year of the special edition interviews I did for the Las Cruces International Film Fest. You're gonna like this one. So, okay, guys. So, yep. Just follow me on Instagram. Just get my latest episodes on YouTube. Hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. Yeah, on the contrary, happy 11th anniversary of Dan the Man's Weekly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And the light right here. Oh yeah, Stephanie Hahn won last Saturday night. Stephanie Hahn won the fight 11-0. Yeah. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for reading. And you know what? I'm not going to call it a night because I'm going to read some shit too. Why not? It's Monday. Just started a new semester. So I had a unique experience this past weekend. I got a special invitation to a new place at the Paso del Norte Hotel in downtown El Paso. It's historic building, but there's this new place that opened up called the Barrel House. It's a tasting room, and they have a legit sommelier working in there. Um, and we got to taste some of the like the best tequilas in the world. Like these were like $100 worth tequilas, but he walked us through like the process of making it, the regions that they come from, and there was a whole storytelling experience to it. It was
Muy
very it was
delicioso.
very nice, man. It was a nice event, but something that was really cool is, you know, it was just a lot of community leaders, I guess, that were there. So, I mean, I guess that's why I was invited, but it was cool. They had me read a poem, and I read kind of one that you've heard before, autocorrect. So I want to read that one. But speaking of like drinks, this is something that I wrote for the bartenders at Proof and Press. Uh, Here we go. Proof and Press, Clover Club. The shaker starts its sermon, ice riffing like brushes on a snare, metal clatter, bebop syntax, a syncopated prayer in tender hands. Each mix a manuscript, each pour a paragraph, bitters for tension, citrus for bite, top notes like metaphors that linger long after the sip. Behind the bar, measuring rhythms into tumblers with monk precision and miles cool, booze and brass, tonic and time. The lime twists, curls like a line break. Flame of orange peel snaps like a simile, and the drink sings a smoky stanza over crushed ice. She stacks the glasses like verses, lets the shaker rest in the quiet, then begins again like a new day. And then here's the autocorrect one because I haven't done it in a while. And I got to once one of the organizers at that sipping event called me out as a poet. Everyone kind of made me read, so I read this one autocorrect, which was perfect because it ends with a toast. I try to say what I mean, but my phone has other plans. I typed salud in celebration of my friend's good news, a toast, a blessing, a celebration in their honor. It autocorrects. Salad. So now here I am raising leafy greens in your honor. I once tried to say friendship is everything, but again, autocorrect changes. Fried shrimp is everything, which to be fair might still be true because both are warm, comforting, and slightly greasy with history. One fills your soul, the other fills your stomach. But what I'm really trying to say is that I meant those words, even if they came out wrong, because we use this glowing glass to stay close across cities, time zones, and lifetimes. We text instead of call. We like instead of listen. We send a heart emoji when we don't know how to say, I'm scared you're drifting. Sometimes I wonder if all these tools meant to bring us together have only perfected the art of almost, almost connected, almost honest, almost saying what we mean before the algorithm tidies it all up. Still, I keep typing. I keep sending, keep fumbling through this tiny keyboard just to say something that reaches you. So if I ever text you a blessing that sounds like lunch, salad, just know I meant joy. I meant cheers. I meant you are worth the toast. Salad. All right, guys. That's cheesy poetry, just to wrap up the night, because that's what we've been saying.
Was good.
Yeah,
Oh, I like that one, Richie.
Yeah,
That's very
great.
nicely
thanks. I
done.
used to tell my students my spirit animal is a quesadilla because I'm corny and cheesy. Then it became a Horcrux. And then, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We have a whole week of events. Please join us. Otherwise, we are here every Monday for the live stream. We'll see you next Monday.